Happy PA Week!
Happy PA Week.
Happy PA Week.
Happy PA Week.
Happy PA Week. A huge shout out to my friends and fellow colleagues. I am super proud to be a PA with all of you.
Hi, I'm Professor Hamilton, and on behalf of the PA program at Mercer University in Atlanta, Georgia, happy PA Week. Woo!
Hi, I'm Christy LaMonica. I'm a PA and an interventional and rehabilitation spine specialist. I graduated from MCPHS, the Manchester, New Hampshire location, in 2017.
Hi, I'm Savanna Perry, the founder of the PA platform. I'm a dermatology PA in Georgia. I went to the University of Georgia for undergrad and Augusta University for PA school, and I've been a PA now for 11 years.
My name is Melissa Whitlow. I'm in vascular surgery at Augusta Vascular Center, and I graduated from Augusta University.
Hi, I'm Kat, and I'm a rheumatology PA. I chose to be a PA because I want to support my patients as they navigate new diseases and diagnoses that are going to be affecting their quality of life for most likely the rest of their lives.
I fell in love with the PA profession the first time I shadowed. I was able to watch a PA work closely with a doctor to provide really high quality patient care in a hospital and wound care setting. And from that point forward, I never looked back. I knew I wanted to help patients, be the person diagnosing them and making decisions, but also have that teamwork that I feel makes patient care even better. So that's my YPA, and it's only confirmed it now that I am a PA. I can say that 11 years in, I'm fully satisfied in my career.
I knew very early on that I wanted to be a PA. In high school, I had a family friend who encouraged me to shadow a PA. He was currently in medical school. He told me if he had to do it all over again, he would go to PA school. And so I took his advice and I went and shadowed a PA and fell in love with how autonomous PAs are allowed to be. You can really grow as a PA to be a fairly autonomous provider, but it also allows you to have a very nice work-life balance. I'm a wife and I'm a mother, and it allows me to do both very well.
One of my favorite things about being a PA is being able to make such a difference in my patients' lives. As a PA, I can examine, order and interpret labs and imaging, treat my patients, and of course, establish meaningful connections with them. Being a patient is an incredibly vulnerable experience, and I'm truly honored to take part in their care.
I always like to talk about my YPA in the context of the years that I spent running away from medicine. I first fell in love with medicine as a medical assistant in a psychiatric practice, but really struggled with the access barriers and the lack of parity that I was seeing for mental health care resources being made available for people seeking help and support during very vulnerable times. This is when my running away from medicine journey really began. I started my career in education, teaching during the COVID-19 pandemic, and saw the intersection of health and education. I moved on to continue to run away from medicine and going back to school by doing some work in healthcare technology startups, working on projects that addressed value-based care efforts within healthcare space and social determinants of health work at scale, working with departments of health to really understand how from the top down we could support vulnerable communities. And the more I ran away from medicine and going back to school, the more I fell in love with the idea of being someone on the ground doing grassroots work on an individual level, supporting people in their health literacy and health education, as well as being a part of a community and creating community-wide change from an individual one-on-one, bottom-up approach to healthcare services. When I thought about what type of career in healthcare I would want to have, I wanted one that was based in collaboration. I wanted something that would really get me on the ground and moving quickly. And I also wanted something that allowed me the flexibility and autonomy to show up where my community needed me most. And that really aligned with the PA profession and the root reason for why the PA profession was created in the first place. Accessibility, showing up for our communities, and being able to use a general medicine approach to care. So that's a little bit on my YPA. A fun fact or something very interesting about the Tufts University School of Medicine's physician assistant program is it's based out of downtown Boston at the Health Sciences campus, which includes their MD program, dental program, MPH program, and Master's in Biomedical Sciences, which creates a very interdisciplinary space while we're learning. And we're also surrounded by so many other different specialties and individuals learning about medicine from various lenses. Our program also has connections to a physical therapy program that is based out of Seattle. And we also have access to an interprofessional education opportunities with occupational therapy. We at our program have a specific class dedicated to this called interprofessional education, where we spend part of our semester really understanding other specialties, how you refer and work and collaborate with them, which I think is a phenomenal opportunity for a PA program to offer and better strengthen the idea of collaboration within our world of medicine.
I work super part-time and it's really fun, but I'm in clinic 4 days a month. I know that sounds crazy, but it just shows you some of the flexibility you can have as a PA once you have a little bit of experience under your belt.
Something cool about the vascular surgery specialty is that I am able to see patients in an outpatient setting and then get to follow them into the hospital for their procedures. I get to assist on surgeries and follow them while they're inpatient in the hospital, and being able to be a part of their care along the different aspects of their care is something very enjoyable for me.
I think that the PA profession contributes to the overall system of healthcare by being a bridge and by supporting accessibility and expanding the opportunities for people to seek care with a health provider. Something that I wish people knew about the PA profession is really just more widespread advocacy and knowledge about what a PA is and what a PA can do for you, so that when you enter your appointment to see your healthcare provider, you are not taken aback, shocked, or confused about what a PA is and who that person is on your healthcare team when they come in the door to help you. So I hope that we continue to expand access to knowledge about the PA profession so that patients can feel more comfortable and more confident receiving care from a physician assistant.
Physician assistants help provide access to health care that patients might not otherwise receive. For example, in my role, I serve to help patients get sooner appointments when our physicians often first appointments or even follow-up appointments are 6 to 9 months out. As a PA, I'm often able to get patients in to our specialty clinic within 2 to 4 weeks while still having access to the physician to get additional input for knowledge and information as needed. As a result, patients get quicker access to expertise care through the ability of being able to book appointments with the physician assistants in our office.
I feel like PAs are a great contribution to healthcare. There's space for everyone and there's plenty of patients who need care. So PAs help to extend that care by being available. In my clinic in dermatology, I'm usually seeing a schedule of 30 to 40 patients on my own that would have had to wait a much longer time if they wanted to see our single physician. She's there, she's available if I need her, but I like getting to help those patients get the care they need a little bit quicker.
I think PAs are indispensable in our healthcare system. I think they allow patients to receive good quality care in specialties very quickly where they otherwise would have to wait much longer if PAs weren't able to see clinic patients and inpatients. Something that I wish people knew about the PA profession is that this is not a stepping stone to medical school, that I don't have a desire to be a physician, and that I am qualified to take care of them as a provider, as a physician assistant.
One thing that I think I wish I knew as a pre-PA and during my CASPA application experience was some of the strategies for how to really know if a program is a good fit for me and what I am looking for out of a program experience. Applying to PA school is very expensive, and I think if I had some of those strategies in my pocket ahead of time, I maybe could have saved myself some dollars by not applying to some programs that just weren't a good fit for me and what I needed out of a PA program. It's such a subjective and personalized journey that I wish I had just spent a couple more months meeting people and understanding programs before hitting that apply button. Because as much as I wanted to be a PA and get into PA school, I also wanted to get into a school that would be a great fit for me and make me the most successful PA I can be. And that is something I wish I sat just a little bit longer with.
One thing I wish I knew as a pre-PA was that it's okay to ask for help. You can ask a school for help, ask the PA programs you're applying to, ask me for help, your advisors, your mentors. Just ask. What's the worst thing that can happen? I think sometimes we're a little bit paralyzed by the fear of what could be, but if you are confused, if you're struggling, if you need help, there are plenty of us out there who want to make this process easier for you.
I think something that I wish that I had known the first go around was how rigorous the application and interview process was going to be. But I do think that it sets you up to know how rigorous of a program you're about to start.
So to talk a little bit about what my day in clinic looks like or what my schedule looks like, I am very part-time now. I work 2 days every other week. So that's Mondays and Tuesdays every other week. My husband also went to UGA. I will show y'all a cute picture of us. But he is a hospitalist. We are both biology majors. So his schedule is 7 on, 7 off. So it made sense for my schedule to not completely be full-time. So once I paid off my loans and we had 2 kids, I went part-time. I also like helping you guys get into PA school. So that was part of it too. But on those 2 days, I'm working typically 8 to 5, seeing about 35 to 40 patients. And I see a range from babies all the way up to elderly patients, a whole range of stuff. I'm doing medical, cosmetic, surgical, dermatology. It's a ton of fun. I can tell you guys a little bit more about the things I see in clinic, but derm is very fast paced, so we're moving quick all day long. I do a little bit of everything. So I do most of my own biopsies, a lot of excisions, filler, Botox, lasers, chemical peels, removing cysts, removing skin cancers. That's usually the excisions. Freezing things. As much as I would love to say I get all my notes done at work, that doesn't really happen now. Since I cut my schedule back and made my days longer and more full, I'm running into rooms all day long. So I'm not really sitting down to do notes. If I can get some of them done, that's great. We are on electronic medical records, which helps because then I can do it at home. So now on my day off, I'm gonna log in, I'm gonna see if any path has come back, any labs, check my schedule for next week, make sure there aren't any phone messages or anything that I need to handle from home. I have some ways now that I can call patients from home. There's an app I use called Doximity where I can make it look like my number is calling from the office, and I can just use my personal phone and call them from home if I need to talk about anything. So that helps. I can also fax from there. So it is very accessible anywhere, which makes it a little bit easier to have a part-time schedule. The reason I started the PA platform is because when I went to school, I hope everyone has an amazing advisor now, but my advisors really didn't know much about the PA profession. They kind of punted me off to the pre-med advisors, which weren't as familiar. So when I would say things like, hey, I need to sign up for anatomy, they would say, you're a bio major, you don't need anatomy. That's not something you need to take, you don't need it for PA school. Which was wrong, and I did need it. So I found that I was just having to figure out a lot of stuff on my own. I was taking classes at home. I was coming in saying, hey, I do need to do this. This is important for what I want to do. And so I didn't want other people to have to go through that. And I do feel like there are a lot more resources now. But I started the PA platform as a way to get stuff out there. I started blogging and just talking about the PA profession and saying, hey, this is an option you may want to think about if you're considering working in medicine, but you haven't quite found that right fit yet. I spent a lot of time freshman year just figuring out what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure. It felt very overwhelming to me. I came in thinking like, oh, I want to do something in healthcare, so I should be a science major. I should be a bio major. My parents were teachers. They hadn't walked that path, so they just really couldn't help me with that. As much as they encouraged me, they just didn't know the ins and outs. And so I really just researched. I researched every profession, everything I could do with a bio major, and I settled on, I want to be involved with patients in a medical setting. I want to help them. I want to make decisions with them. And so that kind of steered me away from nursing. I also had almost a whole year of school under my belt at this point. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, it's PA or doctor. I don't want to work on people's feet, so podiatry's out. I don't want to work on their teeth, so dental's out. PT was not my thing. I'm not athletic. So for me, that's where I landed. To help me make those decisions, then I did shadowing, which is so, so important. And I know it's hard to find, but just keep calling, keep asking. Eventually someone will say yes. Tell everyone you know you want to be a PA, and someone will know one and be able to help connect you. But I was able to shadow through my dad's boss's friend who worked at a hospital. He knew they had PAs. And so he hooked me up to go shadow a doctor and a PA. And I shadowed them for most of the summer. I was working at that hospital. Or no, I wasn't working yet. I was volunteering. I was volunteering there, so I got to see them there and then asked to shadow. And we did wound care. We went to different hospitals around the town doing kind of hospitalist medicine. I would go with the doctor, I would go with the PA, but seeing them work together and the teamwork they had and the relationship they had and how they collaborated was so awesome. But I saw myself as the PA. I was like, she's out here doing her thing. I want to do that. I'm ready. So following that summer, I went back to school, pre-PA, no regrets, no questions. Like, this is what I'm doing. I felt confident in it. I didn't feel the anxiety and stress I had felt previously about, like, oh my gosh, what if I don't get in the specialty I want? What if I don't do all my step exams in residency, whatever? Like, there's so many things. What if I can't do all my MCAT? Like, all that stuff, while I was taking the same classes and still had a lot of stuff to think about and figure out, it felt more exciting than stressful. And to me, that was a really big sign of, this is what I should be doing, and this is what the best choice for me will be. I shadowed an amazing dermatology PA. She's awesome. She has a podcast named Hope Cook, who let me just come and watch her. And she was such an amazing mentor. She helped me prepare for interviews, helped me through the process. And I feel like I just owe a lot of my love for dermatology to her as well, because she showed me a lot. All that to say, it's okay if you're undecided, and it's okay if you're going back and forth. I think ultimately your choice should be something that you do feel excited about and passionate about, and like it's something you truly, truly want to do. And that can only come from you. It can't come from anyone else. So that is a decision you have to make. But I love my job as a PA. Like I said, my husband's a doctor. He's happy with his choice. But when we talk about it, he is like, I think it is something important for people to think about. And he works with a lot of residents and people who maybe aren't always as satisfied. And I've met PAs who aren't satisfied in their roles. So you guys are at a really, really great spot where you get to explore some of that, talk to people, ask questions, shadow, to kind of figure out what is going to be the best fit for you. If you want to follow along with some of the other stuff I do with showing my profession and talking about getting in PA school, you can find me over at the PA platform, and my other account's Savanna Perry PA. So I'll tag those to make sure you know where to go after this if you have more questions or need to find me.